Good morning. Day 61 of hiking the Appalachian Trail in 100 days. Got about 22 miles, 22.2 I think to be exact, on the schedule today. Just past 8 o'clock now. Got a fair bit of climbing this morning. The campsite I stayed at was only at 1,500 feet, which is the lowest campsite I've been at in like a week. And the mountain we're climbing up now, Humpback Mountain, is I think around 3,600 feet, so got a decent way to go. And we'll see how the rest of the day goes after that. Tomorrow, I know I have the Priest Mountain, which is right around 4,000 feet, if not over it. And I think the trail goes down to like 1,000 feet, or maybe a little bit below, before climbing up the Priest. So that will be a good 3,000 foot climb, I think, that I have in the morning tomorrow. So that should be super exciting. Slept well last night. The guys at the shelter said it rained overnight, but I didn't really hear it or wake up for it or anything. And it must have been like in the middle of the night, not the early morning, because most things are fairly dry this morning, at least not like super wet. So I think the ice cream streak is going to be broken today. I'm at 10 days now, but I don't think there's really anywhere along the way that's reasonably easy to get to that I'll be able to get ice cream today, but that's all right. It's just a fun little thing. And frankly, it's probably a good thing to some degree, because that means I'm not as close to towns and cities and stuff, which I kind of like on the trail, being a little bit more isolated sometimes. So gonna keep on moving and should get up to Humpback Mountain within an hour. At the top of Humpback Mountain here, some pretty cool views, I think, with the clouds, and the sun is out there somewhere. So doing well today. Got a lot of the climbing done for the day. Still have plenty left, but it won't be as steep. And well, this wasn't very steep, but I don't think most of the climbing will be as long. So gonna get on back to the AT here and keep going. Gonna stop in about 2 miles. I think there's like a picnic area a little bit off trail, and I'm gonna stop and fill up my water there at the spigot, just so I don't have to treat anything until I get to the campsite for the night. 10 miles in and just reached the Cedar Cliffs here. Wow, the sun is starting to come out a little bit. Clouds are clearing up, and super awesome views out into the little farms and towns down there and up towards the mountains ahead, which we'll be heading to, I believe. So it's just about 2:30 now, and I went up and over the Three Ridges Peak, which was just under 4,000 feet, but there was really no views at all at the top of that mountain. So I'm on my way down right now. I have probably about an hour, probably maybe a little less, to the Harper's Creek campsite and shelters that I'm planning, or I was planning to stay at tonight. But I think most likely I'm going to just stop there and cook my dinner, and then camel up on some water and continue on for a few miles, probably only 3 miles or so, just because, you know, if I stop there, I'll be getting to camp at like 3:30, which is plenty early, or gives me lots of free time in the evening. And I know tomorrow is going to be a harder day going up the Priest in the morning, so if I can knock out a few of those miles I have planned for tomorrow, this afternoon, then I think that would be a good idea, or at least maybe a little helpful for tomorrow. But hasn't been too hot today. The sun has been behind the clouds for a fair bit of the day. I do feel, just while I started recording this video, the tiniest of sprinkles of rain, so if that picks up, I'll have to stop and put my pack cover on real quick. Also, my ankle has been hurting a little bit this afternoon. Last night, when I was at the campsite in the evening, at one point when I was walking in the creek to get water or wash my face or clothes or something, I slipped a little bit and kind of fell and banged my ankle on a rock there, kind of the inside ball of my ankle on my right foot, and it hurt some, but it wasn't too bad. And then today sometime, I think I kind of kicked that spot a little bit with my other foot on accident, and then I think I also kind of hit that spot with one of the hiking poles by accident, and it kind of made it hurt again, so that's been hurting a little bit. I think it's just kind of like when you hit your shin, you know, there's not much skin or muscle there to protect the bone, so it hurts pretty bad, but I think it'll be all right and shouldn't be too big of a deal, but definitely something I'll be monitoring for sure. It's drizzling lightly now, and if I had to guess, I would guess that peak up there is the Priest, which I'll be going up tomorrow morning. But honestly, I feel like that might be kind of close, because I think it's like 6 miles up to the top of the Priest. Maybe like 7 from here, so, but I guess there's probably lots of switchbacks, so that does make the trail longer, but you're not traveling as much distance, you know, as the crow flies, as they say, so that might be it. I'm not sure. I should think I have less than a mile, maybe like a mile, to the Harper's Creek shelter, so I'll probably stop there, like I said, and cook my dinner. There is also a little bit further along the trail, the Harper's Creek crosses the trail, but I'll probably just go to the shelter so I can be out of the rain some if it does continue raining, or maybe rain harder or something like that. So that's the plan. All right, just finished eating over there at the Harper's Ferry shelter, or sorry, Harper's Creek shelter, not Harper's Ferry. We're over 175 miles past Harper's Ferry now, but heading back to the AT now, just on this little side trail, and then I got about 3 miles down to the road and past the road a little bit to where I think should be a stealth site that I saw on Far Out. Crossing the Ty River on this little bridge here. Not much of a river, to be honest. I'd call that like a stream or a creek. It's definitely bigger than a creek, but Doesn't seem like a river to me. This is a nice little bridge though. It's kind of swingy and shaky, which is fun. Just got about a quarter mile left to the campsite. Just got to cross this road and then go up the hill a little bit. In the tent for the night, and didn't get here to this little campsite till around 5:40, but that's totally fine since I already ate dinner and got all the water and stuff like that. So pretty much just had to set up the tent and hang the bear bag and stuff like that. And I did eat some more snacks that I had for the day, and then obviously I did that before I hung the bear bag. And I did walk back down to the road. It was just like a tenth of a mile to get a little cell service for a minute. And my dad said there's some tropical storm coming through the Gulf Coast and that kind of area, so I might get some weather over the next few days, but we'll see if that materializes and how bad it is. And I did a few extra miles than planned today. Total was 25.2, and I'm basically camping right at the base of the Priest Mountain. I'm only like 1,000 or 1,100 feet of elevation, and the top of the Priest is like 4,000, or I think it's just over 4,000. So I got about a 3,000 foot climb first thing in the morning tomorrow over the course of like 4.5 miles. So that will be a big climb, and will take me a bit of time, but doing the few extra miles this afternoon means that I don't have to do them tomorrow, which is nice. So fairly good day today. My ankle was feeling better the last few miles to the campsite here, and when I took my shoes off and socks off, it's definitely a little swollen and sore, but I think it should be fine within a day or two. Another thing is that I broke the ice cream streak today. Didn't get any sort of extra food or ice cream. There was just nothing really anywhere close to the trail that was feasible for me to get, I think. So that's all right, not the end of the world, but we'll definitely be trying to get extra food and more food over the next few days if I can. And I'm, like I said, at a just little stealth camping spot, and I ended the day at mile 1,362.8.